So hello everyone, it's me Jatin with prolaze, and we are going to be casting this best of three between Kage and Hockey Stars. So prolaze, do you have your first game ready?
I am now going to the recorded games and I'll click on it. Game 1 here. So it's booting up now and then we can start off.
All right, just making sure. The first
Um,
game Kage is Aztecs, right?
yes indeed. I'm now at the 3 second time point, so
Okay,
yeah,
so let's
basically ready
start.
to roll.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
three,
go.
2, 1, go. Alright, hello everyone. This is going to be a best of three game. It's a part of my best of three series. It's this 30-second episode. We are seeing Kage in red versus Hockey Star in blue. Both of these are quite, I would say, polished standard players. And it's really fun to see their games. Prolaze, what are your thoughts? Prolaze is himself a very good standard player, so he'll be really good to cast this game, by the way.
You flatter me, man. But yeah. So first of all, I don't know. I like Egypt very much in Nomad, but I would say I'm less experienced in Standard, and I don't know if Egypt is like that powerful in Standard. I think they're not because wonders in Standard are uh, not as powerful. I think as in Nomad. So I think I would rather have Aztecs in this situation. What do you
Oh,
think?
oh yeah, definitely. Aztecs in both Nomad and Standard, they are super strong. The only time to beat Aztecs is in early game. If the game goes on for too long, I mean, everybody knows that after Gunpowder Age, they just slam through the door. They know how to make their space in the game. So if you want to beat
Yeah.
Aztecs, you either age to Gunpowder before them and kill them before they have the chance to spam their barracks and get those free instant light infantry.
Yes, and also what's so awesome about Aztecs, they're actually also pretty good early on, but like very early on, because of those free light infantry units. You can raid very nicely with Aztecs in the beginning, and they're strong in the very late game. So um, I think that's very nice
Yeah, I mean,
for a nation.
if used properly initially, and the Aztec player can get a few villagers and take that plunder, I think that can be useful as well. Although, apart from the free military research, they don't get any extra bonus initially,
Hmm.
and the plunder. So they need to keep fighting in order to be in the game. Because even though Egyptians, I don't see a lot of standard players going with wonders initially, but with Egyptians, the extra food bonus and the +2 wealth collection from each farm, that's very important. That helps you start wealth collection way early in the game before even you can build a market. So you can see that Hockey Star has 6 farms now. Each farm generates 2 wealth, so that means he's generating 12 wealth already, even without a market, compared to Kage here, who's not got commerce and who cannot build a market yet. So this wealth collection also helps a lot. And another thing of my favorite is that uh, Egyptians don't need to get a third city to max out their 150 wealth income. I mean food income. So
Yeah.
that's a very important thing. A lot of players get capped on their food once they build all 5 farms in 2 cities, and they see this need to get a third city just because of the farm sometimes.
Yeah. And also I would like to point out the rares. It seems like the Egyptian player has rares that are more like suited for booming, I guess. Well, they have relics. He has relics. He could have sugar in his reach. I mean, it's on his side.
Hmm.
While let's see, for Cage, he could have salt. Yeah, it's hard to call, but I do like that he has 2 gold rares, like really easily reachable for him. Um, that
Oh
can make a
yeah,
difference because that's plus 20 gold just
that's right. That's
for
right.
free almost.
Yeah, Kage here. So yeah, just making it clear to everybody. Kage is I'm assuming that Kage, and he's not Cage. Initially, I would think he's Cage, but Kage is actually a character
Oh,
from Naruto.
oh, and
So which I think,
it's Kage. Okay,
yeah. So
I
Kage
always
means.
thought that I'm right. I always thought, Jitin, you're saying it wrong. But yeah,
No,
okay.
so it means shadow in in Japanese, and
Right.
I'm pretty sure if that's what he meant. But if Kage is here, he can confirm
Yeah,
for
let's
everybody.
see who's right. Maybe it's Cage after all.
It could be Cage with a twist in the spelling. And
Yeah,
by the way,
yeah, yeah.
we've got Serge watching, Dave, and we also got Ind Raja. And Ind Raja, if you're watching this, I wanted to ask you if you are going to participate in the tournament to represent Ind. We have Ind Predator looking for a partner, so if you can team up with him, that'll be amazing. IND can easily send two players in the tournament. I mean, two teams. So yeah, looking forward to watching you play there. So yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like hockey is already aged, and as you mentioned before, hockey has not got as many good rares as Kage. In fact, the only rare that I think it's even worth going for is going to be Relics, but sadly, Relics is in a corner. It's not even in his territory. So against Aztecs, that can actually be a very bad thing because if you have a rare resource that's outside your territory and cannot be towered, it will almost definitely get raided. So
Yeah.
relics is the kind of resource where you want to use it throughout the game instead of just few moments. Like you can run away with marbles for a few moments. You take marbles, start building your wonder, then you take your merchant away from it. But both relics and sugar are kind of rares that can benefit you throughout the game. So it's very difficult to try not to get it because it's so tempting to always send your merchant there and have a 20 knowledge income coming in.
Yeah, that's very nice. Well, if you look at the map overall, like randomness in Rise of Nations is definitely a thing, and as you see, like for Kage, even his corner rare Bison is like towerable for him, and he has two rares like really in his territory. Or only has that marble in his territory, so yeah, I would say that Kage can't complain about that.
Oh yeah, he cannot complain about this bison. Bison is going to be great, um, especially because this bison will allow Kage to get a 150 food income without having to go to a third city, and that's very important for Aztecs especially. And most of the time we see Aztecs player going for Despot, just so that they can have cheaper infantry, and all the Aztec powers depend on how fast they can fight, or and how they can fight successfully, killing the armies, so that they generate plunder. That plunder can be used to better their economies or their armies. And here
Yeah,
and here if you look at Kage on this side, he's even got salt, which is awesome. So salt with tobacco, wool, dye, bison. This would be a miracle if Hockey Star ends up winning this. I will just name him the best player of the game right now.
yeah. Decided that by granting him all those rares. Yeah, for real, like seriously, all he has so many rares like in his territory, while blue only has that.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know, if I was blue, I would try maybe to get a cheeky Colossus because I don't know, it costs like 130 uh, uh, wood and gold probably for him with that marble and being Egypt.
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, you know what? Normally, I wouldn't suggest anybody to get wonders, but just looking at this particular situation, Egyptians with
Yeah, he
marble.
needs an edge, you know.
Yeah, I think
Also, I
I
feel
think
like he needs an edge.
I think that wouldn't be a bad idea to get Colossus there.
Yeah,
Oh,
because yeah, he definitely needs an edge.
and we need to make sure that we are in sync throughout the game, just because this game has a
Oh
tendency
yeah,
to
yeah.
go out of sync every now and then. So look at that.
I'm following your stream. Yeah.
Hockey just tried to uh, catch that single archer, and in that event he ended up losing. Oh, he did kill that archer, but he ended up losing a lot here, and I think he may even lose all of his army because of this foolishness. So this is the kind of thing that Aztecs really need. Yeah, they need
Oh yes.
successful encounters like these. If you saw this, yeah, Hockey Star lost four of his units, and not only did he lose units, but Kage gained all that plunder, which he now is going to convert into something, either economy or more units. It's a good
Yeah,
thing that Hockey
I
got this
definitely
city
bet
though.
that he's satisfied right now for sure.
Oh,
Kage.
oh yes, yes. I mean, Kage was a little behind maybe initially, but now he has caught up to him.
the economies are quite similar. Well, for Hockey Star, I don't know what's happening to his food. Okay, it's normalized again. Yeah, the economies are very similar. Let's check the libraries. They are so Kage already has the mill too. He doesn't have the science. Well, I don't know. Let's see if we can use his to maybe get some nicer raids going with
Oh
some heavy
yeah.
horses.
Yeah, although I don't mind initially if he does not have mill 2, as long as I think the gunpowder age is going to be a deciding point in this time, and at this stage it looks like both the Aztec player Kage and Hockey, they're doing just fine. I would expect Kage to have a higher eco just because he's the booming nation. That's what is supposed to be. uh, we are expecting that from Aztecs. I mean from Egyptians.
Yeah, star.
And there are multiple raids being sent. If you see from the right side, Kage tried to raid the
Yeah,
relics, which luckily now Hockey Star has towered. On the left side, Hockey Star has secured the sugar as well. So it's really going nice for Hockey
yeah,
so far. Kage has not been able to raid a lot.
yeah. Both are aging now as well, so it's hard to say who is right, like in the advantage right now.
Oh
Just
yes,
neutral.
definitely, definitely. I think Kage is trying to aim for that. I mean, Hockey Star is trying to aim for that 100 and 200 eco, and thanks to Egyptians, he might be able to make it very soon. Now on this side, Kage just towered that, uh, put a tower in just the right place to block the woodcutter camp for Hockey. So Hockey will have to look for another woodcutter camp in his territory, probably this +6 patch that's on the left side.
Yeah. I would actually say that right now I like Hockey Star's position. He has more gold. He has a better, overall economy. He has that relics. He has a full university. Um, yeah, if Kage just lets him do his thing, then Hockey Star can just take off and maybe Kage can't even you know um, him.
Oh,
I mean that Hockey Star can have such a big advantage that it will be very hard for Kage.
oh yes, it is. And Hockey is going for a chariot raid on the side. If you see, Hockey Star has not been very lucky with mountains. He's just got two mountains in the whole map, and those both of those are +5s, and one of them is even unprotected completely. So there's a lot of potential for raids here.
Yes.
And meanwhile, they're also fighting for the sugar. Um, Here, the archers have secured the sugar, and Hockey even sent his merchant here. So yeah, it's a very unbalanced game in terms of rare resources. Hockey has got, I mean, Kage has got the better of all of those, better rares in every sense possible.
Not a lot happening right now.
Yeah, not a lot happening here, but
Those raids, of course.
yeah, and Hockey Star loses another raid, and I mean, with Aztecs, the problem is whenever you lose a raid, not only not only do you lose that unit, but again it's free plunder. So it's like you intended to raid your enemy, but ended up giving him something for free, which is never good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I mean, Hockey Star has got these upgraded camels here, which are of course really good. I think these are also better good against light cavalry. Oh yeah, it says they're better against light cavalry. So these camels are not only anti-archers, they're also anti-light cavalries. That's a good thing to know.
I didn't know that. Well, they are a bit stronger because it's a special unit.
Oh yeah. And look at that, Kage is getting his castle up here so that he can permanently secure the metal. Now, in that terms, I would say hockey. I mean, yeah, Kage seriously has an underhand because with just two mines, I don't know. That's not very favorable, and one of the mines is not even close to a city. So if you were
Um,
hockey star, what would your plan be?
if I was hockey star, well, of course I don't know how Kage is doing, but I think he should know that he's kind of in a good spot. I would maybe just boom up a little bit more and aim for maybe H4 kill. Um,
You mean with
he
hockey
only
star?
needs, yeah, he can age actually right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would try to kill right now because he has a lot of heavy infantry. You know, he just needs a couple um, sieges to take that forward city of Teo.
Uh,
Yeah,
oh
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah. He should leverage his advantage right now, I feel like.
Well, yeah, I completely agree with that. And he's doing some raids here, which is good while also aging. And yeah, Kage is I think Kage has spent too much time booming there, and he does not have anything to defend. But that's the beauty of Aztecs. Even if Kage loses a lot of villagers here, it's not going to matter as much because as long as he can do some nice raids or just spam those archbishops, he can take everything back.
Yes. And I feel like Hockey Star isn't really trying to, do what I described just earlier. He's just trying to distract Kage and raid him at the same time. And I think he might even boom up even more at this moment
Oh
while
yeah,
he's raiding.
you are absolutely right. Hockey Star is not trying to kill here. He probably has a plan for the late game. But looking at his library, I don't see anything for now. I guess yeah, he is upgrading his heavy knights. He should also be upgrading those Mamelukes. So we should see a lot of heavy raids for this point. And look at Kage. Kage has just a lot of wood stacked up, so he is going to be. I think he's going to be making a lot of barracks now.
Yes, I think that's also very, you can assume that very easily. Actually, do you think that the raid by Hockey Star was worth it? He did lose all his units there. I feel like it's a tough call, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. In fact, if he was to lose all of his units, I would expect Hockey to at least kill all the caravans so that Kage would be starved of wealth for the next 3-4 minutes. That would have been
Yeah.
worth, but with the current setup, I'm not sure if all losing all those units was that important. Even though Hockey is easily like booming really well here, and if Hockey gets that castle behind Giza, if that castle is completed, that's going to be really good as well because right now Hockey doesn't have a castle and Kage already has his first tactics upgrade completed.
Oh yeah. That castle is kind of late, you could say.
Oh yeah, it is late, and look at that. This is what we were talking about. Aztecs showing their real strength in Gunpowder Age.
Suddenly they have a big army. Yeah.
Yeah, out of nowhere, they just conjure up a big army, and the thing is, even though Hockey Star looks like he has a better economy, if he loses the city, now actually something again I want to point out. Have you realized that Hockey does not have a single economic building in this city, the city of Giza? It's like
Yeah,
he knows
that's very
yeah,
nice.
he knows that it could be taken out, so let's just assume that he will lose the city and he should still be able to continue the game.
Yeah,
and
it should be fine.
against that kind of Aztec military, it's going to be very difficult for Hockey to survive.
Also, some raids coming in at the same time from Kage with a couple heavy horses. So, yeah, I like his position right now. He's definitely dominating. And that city of Giza, yeah, it might go down.
Yeah, the good thing is there is a castle right behind that, so that's going to be useful. And more barracks being spammed by Kage. if you look at Kage's army composition, it's mostly infantry.
That's right.
And looking from Kage's standpoint, well, yeah, Kage does know about the castle, so it's not like he is completely ignorant of that.
Yeah, yet economy-wise, Hockey Star is still good spot, and actually Kage is going for the military level 4, so he's really committing to it. I feel
Oh
like.
yeah, military level 4 and operations upgrade. He is really committing to it.
Will he get even more? No, 3 is the maximum, right, for Aztecs? Free infantry when you complete the barracks.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's just 3 max, and I think 3 is
Yeah,
already too
yeah,
much
yeah.
to be giving away. Looking at Kage's army composition, I would say spamming cavalry would be a good idea because it's mostly arquebusiers and archers. I think more than half the army is arquebusiers and archers.
You're talking about Kage right now,
Oh
yeah?
yes, oh yeah. I keep confusing their names, as David pointed out. Sorry, man. I don't know why. There's something about these guys that is very distracting here.
That's okay.
Oh, and we
Well,
are starting the fight. We are looking at a real fight now. The thing is, I don't know
yeah.
why would hockey ignore the fourth military, because against Aztecs, yeah, it seems like the obvious decision to make. Because this battle was almost evident. There was no way hockey would be able to run away from this. So, getting a military four and being ready for the fight, that was the wise decision, which Kage took and hockey did not.
Man, those heavy infantries, they are really from Kage. They really had a nice engagement with those heavy horses of Hockey Star.
Oh yeah, they did.
But actually now those heavy infantries are dead, so maybe Hockey Star can breach Kage's light infantry formation.
Oh yep, but
Yeah, it
ho-
seems it's not
seems
gonna
like
happen.
seems like yep, hockey has called it, and that's the first game of our best of three series. Really well played. I think hockey he could have won. He did well until gunpowder. Maybe a few spies or something like that could have helped. Then of course the operations upgrade could have helped. But I still look at his eco and it's so much better than Kage's. 150 versus 250. I think there was a chance for hockey to win here.
uh, definitely was a chance for hockey. Like with that economic advantage, it all came down to the balance. He just had to balance more his resource spending his resources on military or economy. If he just had spent a little bit more resources into his military, then he would have held. I feel like.
Yeah, if you look at his economy stats, he's got everything higher than Kage. He aged uh, before Kage every time.
Yeah, and if you look back at it, I feel like that heavy infantry raid was not worth it. Losing
Oh
all
yeah,
his
that
units there.
initial raid when hockey had the numbers advantage, I think he should not have gone so deep in the territory. He went to the second
No,
city here to raid the woodcutter camp. That was practically suiciding.
yeah, it wasn't worth it, I think.
Oh yeah, but that was a fun game. So game number one is done. Kage is one. Hockey Star is zero. Let's get right into the second one. Okay, I am at the 1 second time point. Kage is Koreans. Game number two.
Yeah,
So are you ready?
I'm loading it up. It's Koreans versus
Koreans versus Lakota.
Lakota, right? Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct. Well, I'm at 001, so I'm ready.
All right then. Three, two, one. Let's go. And this time it's again Great Sahara 1 versus 1, but Hockey Star seems to have the better nation. In fact, way better nation. I would pick Lakota over Koreans anytime. Although Koreans are also, I wouldn't say Koreans are bad because the free militia that they get in the second age, they are quite handy. You can raid all the rare resources possible if you have a militia set up at every important rare resource. So yeah, I really love Koreans as well, but Lakota are just too good. Probably the best nation in this game.
Let's see. Hockey Star has that first. Um, the Korean player Kage has Salt. So yeah, those it's kind of funny. Those are two very aggressive rares, and it would be better to have both of them. But
Mm-hmm.
they each have only one of them.
Oh yeah, and also Hockey Star has got wool here. Wool is going to be a perfect rare resource for Lakota because Lakota depend completely on village production for their food economy. So this is again a perfect combination for Lakota to have. Apart from that, he's also got Silk, which is soon going to be in his territory. In the corners, we have really shitty rares, Citrus, Copper, and Marble. So yeah, I don't think anybody's going to fight over that. But Salt and Spice on Kage's side are good. Uh, Compared to fur, silk, and wool are good on this side. Which, if you had to pick a combination out of these Kage's rares or hockeys, which one would you prefer?
Um, that's a good question. Let me see. Well, being Lakota would I think I would pick Hockey Stars rares. Why? Because actually, mainly because of that wool. That's really OP. I feel like in combination with Lakota. And silk and dye on your sides is definitely not bad. Um, two library rares and having first three library rares, I would say I would go for Hockey Star's position right now.
Oh yeah, and I completely agree with that. I like salt and spice here, but it's just that you can't beat fur, silk, and wool with that, and especially Lakota who are known for going for very heavy booms. Silk is going to be a superb rare for these guys. Also, I mean, being Lakota, I think Kage did not send a lot of villagers for scouting. He just sent 3 villagers. That's I would argue even fewer than some players sent with Chinese.
Uh, let's see yeah, obviously it's gonna have more ruins. Yeah, 500 against 350. Worse, I feel like.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, that's not bad, but it's strange that Hockey Star managed to get so many ruins with almost equal scouts. Kage did bring back some of his villagers, but I assume even if he did not, I don't think it will help. I know Kage has had some trouble with scouting lately. I played a few games with him, and he was not able to get a lot of ruins. So, and this game is way before that. He sent me this, I think, last month, which was due for casting. Still now.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad we are finally here though. And look at that, Kage is sending his militia to raid first. That's what I was talking about. This is a very nice thing about Koreans. Do you have instant raiding units the moment
And
you age
and that
classical?
merchant, yeah, is going down.
Yeah, it is going down. If I was hockey, I would just be happy with researching military 2 instead of running away because there is no way that merchant is going to make it.
And
Oh, he just proved me wrong. He just proved me wrong right there. The merchant did run away in time. So
i-
yeah, I am
is he
not the
gonna
best
make it
advisor.
though?
Oh, he will.
Why? Is the merchant faster than the militia? I feel like you should
I
catch up
think I think
eventually.
I think he if he had followed up he might have caught up, but I think he's just too lazy right now. Um, because
Come on, I wouldn't have let that go. Only 7 HP on that
oh
merchant.
yeah, it's
It
just
would
one hit.
it would be so painful.
Yeah, he could have just thrown away his sword or whatever that thing he's carrying, and that would have.
Just throw a rock, man.
Oh man, yeah, just throw a rock, right? Sling some mud from the ground and kill that.
Yeah, fuck it. Also, I wanted to point out, I don't know, I don't really agree with Hockey Star, but his food income is still trash.
Oh yeah, yeah.
um,
It's still 80. He
I
needs to
feel
make.
like he should have spent more of those villagers before committing to the lumber or whatever.
That's
You know, I
right.
don't know, I don't know.
And yeah, and he's even going for civic without getting his food income to 80. And not a good idea. Meanwhile, Kage has raided almost every rare that Hockey was occupying. So one militia has raided wool, one got furs, one got silk. That's really nice of Kage. And what's really nice of
Yeah,
Hockey is
that's
Hockey has almost defended every time. He has not lost a single merchant, I guess.
Can we pause for a second? Because for me, sometimes your voice disappears. Let's try to fix that first because it's kind of annoying.
All right, just making sure. Is it clear now?
Maybe. Can you talk some more?
Okay. Mic test 1 2 3. Mic test 3 4 5. Is
Well,
it better
still,
now?
sometimes it just disappear. Like it's
Oh, it's
fine, and then
it does it
it's
break?
like a cutout. Yeah, it's like a break.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah. That's strange. Let me disconnect to Discord and quickly get back into the chat.
Okay, super.
Okay, I am back. Does it help?
Um, can you maybe go to the Discord settings and decrease your or increase your sensitivity or whatever it is, the one that will pick your voice up easy.
All right. Wait. Let
Do you
me.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me do that. All right. So I'm changing the input sensitivity. Just let me know when it becomes better. Is it fine now?
Um,
Or now? Does it work better?
I think it works better now.
Okay, I'll just reduce the sensitivity even more so my voice doesn't get cut off.
It's better right now. Yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
think it's better.
all right then.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, you're ready. So let's begin. By the way, in Raja, if you if you want to register for a tournament, go to the Rise of Patience Discord or the Facebook page, and there is a link there. You need a partner, and if you contact Ind Predator, that'll be the perfect partner for you because he's also waiting for somebody. You don't have to partner with him. You can partner with anybody else, but it has to be an Ind player. So yeah, and Prolaze, are we ready to begin? Okay, I think
Yeah,
Prolaze got. Oh no, Prolaze is here. All right, so here we
I'm
begin.
here. I'm here.
And Kage has put down his third city. He is still at 100 ego, but it doesn't matter initially. He wanted to capture that extra land, which he has done. And hockey is getting his third city, but it's just that I would expect a better eco from Lakota player initially.
You still get disconnected from me sometimes, but yeah, nothing we can do about it. Try to reconnect, and then I'll just bear with it.
Okay then. Yeah, maybe I'll try to speak a little louder. So yeah, yeah, their third city for Hockey Star just completed, and he's got nice wood. Actually, Lakota they never have any trouble with the wood. They always get a higher wood income, but where they really do not do so well is food. And so, what are your thoughts? If you had to spam any kind of cavalry, would you spam a light cavalry or heavy cavalry or the horse archers?
I always combine heavy with horse archers. Just for that first one, I just use whatever I have available. If if I have wood, I'll make a horse archer and vice versa. But yeah, those light cavalries, I see some players use them, but I feel like they're pretty weak. For example, against the Korean player, they are very weak because you know Korean player just has to click on that militia button and your light cav is gonna get shredded. So you can't really do much. I feel like honestly, what did he lost one and he didn't really get anything in return.
Yeah, he
Hockey
did. He
Star.
he did he did kill one villager, but I don't think
Oh yeah.
killing one villager for a light cavalry is a good exchange.
No, I don't really think so either. Um, Actually, I'm surprised by Kage's third city. I wasn't paying attention, and yeah, what is that city doing there?
Yeah, and it's in a very raidable spot. Look at that open area for caravan raiding. If Kage doesn't get a tower there, he's going to see some really heavy raids. And it's interesting that Kage has got a better economy than I mean, the Korean player has a better economy than Lakota. I
That
feel Lakota are so overpowered. They should get to a 200 eco much sooner than the Korean player. But anyway.
yes. Um, I feel like that the reason for that might be that in we talked about it that he had like plus 70 food income throughout the first age and the beginning of the second age. I feel like with Lakota, if you miss that time window in the beginning to get your food income, very high, then you might suffer from it later on. And what we see now might be the consequence of that,
Oh, yep,
if you know what
definitely.
I mean.
Definitely. And especially something to point out here is that Kage has gone for an aggressive build. Despot with the Siege Factory. I don't think he wants to play this game for too long. He wants to finish it right now. And especially with Salt, I think it's in his favor.
Yes, that's right. Because blues rares are more focused on long term. Well, actually, all he has is silk and wool really at the moment.
Oh yeah. So yeah, all long-term rares. So maybe Kage can make something out of this situation.
I think he definitely could. Yeah.
And here Kage ages before Hockey Star. And Hockey Star is not far away, but Hockey Star still got a very shitty food income. Not at
Yes.
all ideal for a Lakota player.
And his woodcutters camps are practically full. Yeah, you could just send some more peeps on the medal. Um, yeah, it's kind of
Yeah, and Kage has started here. He's getting the heavy cavalry and light cavalry upgrades. He has a very close to 150 eco, so it shouldn't be a problem. And Kage did not commit to a long game because you can see his wealth income is just 40, but for the Lakota player, is also 47, which I feel is a little lower than what I would expect. So at this,
yeah.
if you were in Hockey's position, would you plan on counter raiding Kage or just try to defend this while you can?
Well, I would. I think I would recognize that this is gonna be a serious attack. I would think. Like, I would. Surely, I would try to raid, but I wouldn't forget about defending, because he really needs some units. But I don't see Kage making units either at the moment. So I don't know what he's planning to do
Oh
actually.
yeah, Kage just trying to scare away Hockey, or is there some other plan?
Yeah.
But he just got that 100 food plunder from the stable, and that's nice. Oh, look at that! What Kage is doing? He got a third civic. He's trying to turtle Hockey Star completely.
Dude, and he didn't even use die. It's just on the edge of that fog of war. On he
Oh,
could
let
have
me
used
see.
die.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know about die. He could have used that. You're right. You're right about that for sure. And he's got now all those excess villagers, which could be used somewhere.
should be.
Oh, the Hockey Star snipes the Despot, and Hockey will also take out the Siege. And you know, it hurts the most when your Siege is taken out, even more than you lose the love of your life.
Yeah, man, because you lose time, man. You lose that precious time.
That precious time, wood and metal, all of that.
Yeah. Ooh, Koreans is really hugging Hockey Star right now with the territory, with
That
the
is.
border push.
Oh yeah, look at that. Two arms coming from both the
Yo,
sides.
if you look at the map, like it's almost like a yin yang structure
Oh
with
yeah,
the
it.
both players' nations.
You were right about that, man. And I think Kage forgot about his army there for a while because I'm sure he did not even try to defend his despot.
I guess he was looking elsewhere. You know how it goes.
Oh yeah. And still Kage is in a much better position overall. He's got the he's closer to aging than Hockey is.
Those Rays are doing pretty good job. I
They,
feel
yeah,
like
they are
yeah.
because Kage did not put up towers anywhere. I think he has just two towers, and there are also mostly offensive towers. But Kage is now playing like a moderate AI. I hope this is not a broken replay because he just lost another siege.
Oh yeah, that he's falling back, so he's just trying to siege without having any leverage.
Oh yeah, you're right. He doesn't have an army to back that up. He's got two cavalry waiting at Citrus. This is the worst use of cavalry.
Where?
Citrus, look at the bottom corner.
Oh yeah. They're eating some mandarins, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's like yeah, time for orange.
Yeah.
Let's eat orange while the Korean kingdom burns.
Yeah. Yeah, those raids at the moment are really crippling Kage's economy, and I also don't agree that he calls in all his villagers into that city. That's a bit overreactive.
Yep, he is. It's very difficult to defend against such a thing because Lakota can come from any direction, and I mean, he himself dug a hole for himself that now wherever Hockey Star goes is just the Korean territory.
Yes.
I think this was a pretty winnable game for Kage until now. But yeah, now Hockey Star is doing better.
What hurts me most is that gold difference, man.
Oh yeah, because Kage just lost two caravans. So even 63 is miraculous. He's still got 63 wealth income.
I think I mean, it's not over at all. You know, he just needs to stabilize. Just get that army out of his territory. Maybe put some defensive structures, and then we're ready to go again.
Yeah, let's see. Because Kage is the one with the despot, and he is on the back foot. That's not what something you would expect.
Yeah, that's right. That's actually a good observation.
He did manage to age before Hockey, so let's see if he can do some real damage.
Well, I don't think he can. He doesn't have the army for it, and I feel like it's funny in 1v1s. Actually, sometimes it's better to let your opponent age first, just because it's cheaper for you then.
That's
It's
right. Yeah, if you're aging first, you better be ready to have better have
yeah,
an army
yeah, that's
ready,
right.
which can
'Cause
be
then
mobilized.
you're just actually you're giving the other guy just a discount for free.
That's right. That is right. Kage's metal mine is going to be raided in the upper side.
Oh yeah, I see that.
But yeah,
Should be fine.
if I was Kage at this point, I would lose hope. because constant raids from Hockey and Kage, while he should have put up some towers, defensive towers, Koreans get so cheap towers that just throwing in some around the edges where the raid is coming from doesn't hurt as much.
Also, some watchtowers or a scout, at the border, so you know that the raid is incoming.
Oh
That
yeah,
would also help him.
definitely.
That just proves that Kage did have the economic advantage. It wasn't that big, but still. And Hockey Star just kind of turned it around by using sheer force. Sometimes if you can use you know, if you can use your military effectively, you can actually turn around the game.
Oh
Even if you
yes.
didn't have the advantage on paper.
That's right, and there was a lot of opportunity for Kage to spam units, but yeah, he, as you said, he did not do that. I think instead of the Fort City, which is not doing a lot of, is not helping that much.
That's right. That's
He
right.
he should have got more army and maybe even got a castle earlier. Because if you say that he got it for the medal, he already got two big mines back in yeah, in his first two cities, so it cannot be that.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm seeing what I'm seeing right now. This cannot be good for Hockey now. How does Hockey not have anything back in his base?
This game just fluctuates
Yeah.
like hell. I guess he committed on his raids and he just forgot about his base.
Yeah, he's still committing really heavy on his raids.
Not a bad idea per se because Kage still doesn't really have any defense. Um, so if he can defend this, it will be very nice for him.
Yep, it will be. And look at that, more raids from Hockey.
Look at
Hockey.
that food income for Kage now, plus 90. Like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
okay, I'm a bit behind, but it was a couple seconds ago.
It is, and Hockey. I mean, Hockey could possibly defend this. I don't know. He doesn't have a big army either. Yeah, I think this battle is
Yeah,
going to decide it.
I think Hockey Star has it because I don't know, man. He just keeps sieging. He gives him time, and Hockey Star all he needs is time. Uh, and now, yeah, he gave him time, and now Hockey Star actually has a small army there, and he has the
Yeah.
economic advantage. So the time is on the side of Hockey Star,
Oh
and
yeah, and
Kage doesn't have any.
why did Kage do that? Kage just seized that city and he did a U-turn.
Get out of there, boys! Run!
Oh, and that's a big.
Retreat!
I mean, most of those army is decoys, but still, I think even the real army is
It's
bigger than
still a
what Hockey.
big one.
Yeah, what Kage
Yeah.
got.
And more importantly, it's a qualitative army. He has some nice heavy cav, some of
Oh yeah,
those
that's a
musket
very
horses.
that is a strong army, man. And I'm wondering why doesn't Kage have any towers in the middle of this caravan route? It's a raiding
I
heaven
don't
right
know.
there.
Yeah,
Kage lost
indeed.
two of his caravans and he's going to lose the last caravan
Dude,
as well.
dude, actually right now it's like round two. He actually did this before a century ago, and now he's raiding Changwon again.
Oh yeah, this thing happened again.
The
Like
grandchildren are like terrified because their
y-
grandparents warned them about this.
yeah, it's like your Korean leader. He doesn't do much.
Yeah,
Gets raided by Lakota all the time. Don't let him lead.
your Korean leader rather take enemy city than defend his citizens.
Yeah, that King Jong Un guy is not is not a very good leader. Don't get him. But guess who's leading right now? It's still King Jong Un.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the GG is called.
That's the GG. Oh man, Kage lost so many good opportunities here. I can't believe he did not win.
Like, also I want to mention, like, if you screenshot this in this moment, you would say that Blue is like really winning, but score-wise, they are pretty similar. It
They
just shows
are.
you that sometimes the score can be deceiving.
Yes, you're right about that. Scores can be deceiving, and Kage has got more units built but he did not kill as many. And of course, how could he kill so many? Because he got raided all the time by Hockey, and being Koreans not putting up enough towers, that was not a good idea. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's the game number two, and Hockey has finally made it 1-1. So it's time for a third game.
Yep. It was an entertaining game.
Okay, yeah, let's jump right into it.
Okay, loading up.
To be honest, I think there were plenty of opportunities. Uh, Despite being Koreans, they not as good as Lakota and not having as good rares as the Lakota player, Kage stood up really well. If he had just committed
Yep.
fully to that attack, he would have won.
There were times at which he really looked better than Hockey Star in terms of his position and so forth. But yeah, he didn't capitalize, I feel like.
Oh yep. So yeah, what are your thoughts about this matchup, Bontu and Iroquois?
Ooh, I like those two nations, man. Yeah, it's interesting. Of course, I think Bantu is better, but Iroquois, I wouldn't complain. Iroquois has salt in their home, and um, Kage has relics. I feel like Bantu with relics and wine, and Bantu can be a very nice, how to say it, booming nation. So I feel like Kage, if he gets time, he can definitely win this game.
Yep, I think so too. Kage just needs to use that relics and boom up. But again, Iroquois with salt and Pappy, even silver, I think it's going to be difficult. Even horses. If oh no horse, I think Kage is going to get horses for himself,
Yeah.
assuming he builds that third city. Which
Well, nice thing is that Kage can get that third city, and actually that makes that Pappy, which would normally be easily Hockey Stars rare, he can actually contest it and raid it more easily because of the distance that is smaller right now. And interesting to see he's gonna catch that city, man.
yeah,
That's big.
but he is not attacking that city. What
What
the hell?
is he doing?
Oh my god,
Yo,
oh my
pay
god.
attention,
Yeah,
dude.
he did not pay attention. Man, he just lost an opportunity to hold horses for the rest of the game. He
Holy shit.
he could have
This is
taken
big.
horse. Oh man, this is bad. This is really bad. What's Hockey doing? I see what was Hockey doing. He was trying to send his heavy infantry in a way that he also ends up scouting the map, but that just worked against him.
Yeah, he was just not looking at all. That's the conclusion, and he should have.
Oh yeah,
He should have been.
that's really bad. And look at those two scouts in the rightmost corner, as if they're competing
Oh
for
yeah,
who can go to that undiscovered territory
racing.
first. Yeah, yeah, they're kind of racing there instead of doing actual work. That's the kind of people I don't want in my team project.
Yeah, man, you're really traumatized by your
Team project,
by
yes.
your teammates. It seems because it always comes up, man.
It is always about my teammates. Oh man, that raid was completely ineffective.
And
Uh,
he's losing his heavy infantry. So yeah,
yeah, it's completely ineffective because Kage saw the heavy infantry and he got his military, he got his barracks up, and Hockey could not even stop the third city from going up. So
wait. Sorry. He had two heavy infantries. Did he lose both, or because I don't
he,
see?
I think he lost both because I don't see it
Oh,
either.
that's big, man. Oh
That is
shit.
that is big. And um, yeah, Hockey. I mean, Kage does have 100 wood income, but still not a lot of food here. But I think it'll even out eventually. Not much. And seeing that Hockey has got the better rare resources, actually, I don't know if I. So, whose rare resources would you rather have?
Let's see. So relics and horses against Papi and salt, basically,
Well,
and silver.
there's wine here as well for
Yeah,
Kage,
yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
silver, Pappy, salt.
It's kind of hard. In Nomad, I think I would have went for Hockey Stars rares, but in Standard, it's kind of different. The pace is faster. Um, I feel like a lot of things are less OP in Standard than in Nomad. So, uh, I think, I mean, it's a really tough question. If I was Cage, I would stick to my position. I'll say it like that. But
Oh,
yeah, Hockey Stars rares are very nice as well. But what do you think about it?
Hockey Stars. I mean, I really like the relics, but I think I would still prefer to have yeah, hockey's rares for sure. Hockey's got silver, which is within its territory, so it can be towered. Then this papyrus, yeah, it's going to be very important for Hockey to get his third city before Kage gets his third city, because if Kage manages to get his, I mean, if Kage manages to get his fourth city and block Pappy, that will be the end of Hockey Star there.
And the problem is that, you know, Cage has such a big advantage right now that he's faster. He's faster. So getting that fourth city isn't actually out of the question. He could actually do it if he wants,
Yep,
probably.
that's right. And Kage is even raiding the wood camp behind. And you know what I like about the Bantu infantry the most? They're so fast that you can run away with them anytime you want.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a nice catch for Kage.
Oh yeah, and that's
That woodcutter.
for the Iroquois player. The highlight of their units is their scouts, because you can just put a scout on every rare resource if you want to, and it's like a hidden spy right there waiting for you to
Hmm.
tell all the information. It's so useful.
Yeah, that's right. And you know if you should commit to the raid, so you don't lose time doing an action that doesn't pay off.
Right, that's right. Looks like hockey is not going for a booming. I mean, a raiding build. Normally it's common to see Iroquois player going for the spot just because of their heavy infantry, stronger heavy infantry and faster infantry. Yeah, actually, yeah, you know what? Even the Iroquois player have faster infantry.
Yeah, they do as well, but I think Bantus is still a bit faster.
Yeah,
Do you know actually?
maybe we'll have to do a small race to find that out.
Well, let's see. Bantu, um, 25% faster, and Hockey Star. Oh, it doesn't say how fast Iroquois units
So you
are.
know that what that means? That means there is a potential for a video
It's
to find
coming.
out.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, yeah, you do it. You call dibs on it.
I'll be like a pro. I'll line them up and all that good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I told you about this Age of Empires YouTuber, right? Spirit of the Law.
Yeah.
He does these kind of
Yes.
videos, and uh,
I saw. Yeah.
they seem to be very popular.
And it's fascinating. Like he talks about some camel archers, and I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, cool. Like I don't even play this game.
Yeah, which camel archer is better?
Yeah.
Find out.
And like you have thousands. No, no, no. I think Rise of Nation does have more nations, but Age of Empires actually also has a lot of nations,
No,
like
their expansion pack now adds a lot more
Arabia or
nations.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the last expansion pack was Rise of Rajas. It adds a lot of nations. I think there are more than Rise of Nations now.
Do you agree with that? Adding that content afterwards. Do you think it's maybe not,
Oh no,
not the original game anymore?
I think it's great. It's yeah, I have played that. I really like to have those extra nations. They increase the diversity of the game. In fact, even in Rise of Nations, if you remember, initially we did not have Indians, Persians, Americans. They were all added later on.
Yeah, and those nations are awesome. I love them. It's great that they added them. And did
Yeah.
you play actually the old version of Rise of Nations where you didn't have a senate?
Oh yeah, that was
Um,
so annoying,
I
man.
played that.
I mean, and right now when I think about it, if you don't have a government like a despot,
What the hell? What the hell are you doing?
there is no way you can raid Russia in the second age because you don't even have an option.
It's actually like because that when I switched, having a Senate was a novelty to me. I was like, what the fuck is this? But actually, right now I can't imagine not having them. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean this government thing that they added in Rise of Nations, that was a big deal.
it's
It changed the
awesome.
dynamics of the
Yeah,
game completely. And
yeah,
Kage is
man.
doing the same thing he did last time.
Uh,
Uh,
that's despots, you mean?
yep, Despot and sieging Hockey Star City.
Without any leverage. Nah, nah. He has some units.
But no, it's just as much units that he had last time.
Yeah. Well, no. It's kind of funny. The one has horses, the other has infantry. I mean, assault.
Yeah, but the thing is, hockey is not yeah, hockey is not aging. So this could be the end of Hockey Star.
Yeah, he needs some food. But he's actually upgrading his heavy. I don't know. It's tough call. I guess
Yeah.
he wants to just win this engagement and be. I mean, and he thinks he'll be
Yes,
fine
yes,
then.
and he will be fine because he got militia as well. That was the quickest game so far, 10 minutes and finished.
Yep.
And I have a clear I mean I almost know why Hockey lost this game. He should not have gone for Senator. Having Salt, he could have done so much damage with a Despot.
Hmm. Well, you could argue. I'm just gonna argue. You could argue that, you know, you have the advantage of the senator having that nice economy, and also you have the advantage of
The
cheaper
Salt.
units.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
but also if you see Kage, I mean Hockey Star does not have enough wood to sustain a 200 economy.
that's right. Actually, yeah, you know, I will agree with you on this easily because yeah, he doesn't have the even the natural resources to boom up as hard. So yeah, he should have went the aggressive route.
Yeah, maybe I think maybe in later ages he could use these 5 and 6 wood to with timber. I mean, what's that lumber camp? Not the lumber camp. I don't know what
With
that thing
you
is
know that
called.
thing. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I can't use that. I can't see what it's called. Maybe timber mill.
Let's call it
Just call it something like that.
lumber
Yeah,
building.
lumber building, lumber yeah. So whatever that was, if maybe that
Chat,
would have helped.
maybe the chat can help.
Yeah, if anybody in the chat can remind us, but yeah, that would have helped. But initially I don't think Hockey would have maxed out on his wood anytime.
And he also wouldn't have gotten to the point where he could build the wood building anyway, because that takes time. And
That is and
Gage didn't feel like waiting this time.
yeah, and he made the right choice with Despot and that front city. A lot of villagers in the front city. He made the best out of the situation. Really nicely played. So that means this best of three, Kage wins it. And actually, I
Yes.
also want to see if Hockey Star is going to be registering for the tournament. He's a great player, and I would love to see him play alongside another great player. I know Kage has and Red Bull have already teamed up, and they're going to be a strong team. In fact, worthy contenders for winning the tournament.
For sure, man. I mean, Red Bull is a legend. He is probably the most experienced player in Rise of Nations, period. Uh, Kage is a awesome player, one of the greats as well. So I really look forward to it. And actually, I look forward to watch you play as well, man.
Oh yeah, and same for you. I know you just registered with Surge, so Surge and
That's
your team
right.
will be amazing. Again, worthy contenders for the throne.
Nah, we're just hunting some noobs, man.
But I seriously think like you guys can win this, and it's not a single elimination. The best part is not being a single elimination. You have more than one chances to prove yourself.
Yeah, and actually, I'm surprised a lot of teams are you know playing in the tournament, and a lot of intermediate players. And I would say I appreciate that more than having only pro players because it's awesome that they have the courage to just join and try to compete.
Oh yeah, I mean I really like that too. For inters and even if there is a newbies that I want to join, it's completely fine. It's just for the fun of
Yeah,
being in a
indeed.
tournament. And in fact, I was thinking maybe later on, maybe after 3 months, we could have a noobs tournament without any prize pool, where we will ban all the known players.
Man, have you recently gotten banned from a Inter game?
No, no, I've
I,
never.
dude, I'm joining it. They're like no pros, only noobs,
But
and I'm like for real.
your name has pro in it. Of course, they won't. They don't
Yeah,
want
man.
to.
Yeah, I can't hide. But yeah, it's kind of funny that the tides are turning, guys. Now the pro players are getting kicked.
Yeah, so it's a time for the noobs to shine,
Yes,
and
indeed.
and yeah, it's the karma time.
Yeah, payback.
All right, so I'll be ending this cast right now. Thanks, Prolaze, for joining me. And by
Yeah,
the
for
way,
sure.
are you still up for the Rise of Nations game? I mean the CS:GO game on a weekend.
Yes. When do you have the time for it?
Um, I'm going to
Well,
play. I'm going to play
if you don't
around.
know,
Um,
sorry.
Let me see. Maybe I'm planning to play around evening of my time.
I don't know what that is.
What that is? Yeah, it is. Let me see. What is this?
What time is it for you right now?
Evening around 7 p.m. So 7 p.m. minus 4 GMT.
Well, it's 2 o'clock for me, so that's a difference of 5 hours between us,
Yes, that's a different
I
5 hours.
think.
So
Yeah, I'm 5 hours behind you. So if you play in the evening, it's still like,
I think you're 5 hours
not
ahead.
not that late for me.
Yeah, 5 hours ahead of me. So
Oh yeah,
it'll be about 12 a.m. for you, if that's fine.
man, I'm tripping of these time stuff.
Yeah, it can be confusing sometimes. But anyway, yeah. So let's
Okay,
do some
well, yeah,
Counter Strike.
we'll make it happen.
I'll
Yeah,
even ask Kron if he wants to play. And
ask Crown, and we'll ask some other Rise of Nations players like Immaculate if you watch this.
yeah,
Definitely
I know
will
Young
join
One
us.
plays as well. Yeah, we'll just form some inter-clan team for CS:GO that represents Rise of Nations. It'll be funny.
Dude, we're gonna be champions in CS:GO.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, I'll be ending the cast now. Thanks, Prolace, for joining me, and
Yeah,
I'll see you
thanks
all
for having me.
later.
Yeah, bye bye, guys.